Hello fish fools, Jeff here. So here's my 10-gallon quarantine tank again. So it was about a month ago that I got a bunch of fish from different PetSmarts and Petcos and treated them with quarantine medications. They've been in this tank for a while and they've all reached a point where they are ready to move to their new homes in various community aquariums. So I have moved some of them already. My last video, yesterday, I moved the red tiger platies to a 10-gallon tank, trying to start a colony of those separated just in that tank. So that's one that isn't really a community tank, but I also had some sylvan mollies, a pair of those, and a dwarf gourami that I moved to my 29-gallon, and some black mollies and a betta to my 84-gallon. And so I'm making progress. I still have a few more aquariums to move some fish to. And next I'm going to move the cherry barbs. So I believe of the 4 cherry barbs I have, I believe it's 2 males and 2 females. So the darker red ones are males, like that's a male, that should be a female. So there's 4 altogether, 2 males, 2 females. And there's 2 Siamese algae eaters in here. So yesterday when I was talking about this tank, where was it? Over here. I mentioned I hadn't decided where I'm going to put the Siamese algae eaters. I was going to kind of just let whatever needs really dictate that, needs being like whatever aquariums might have. Algae growth, like blackbird algae or green hair algae or staghorn algae, those are the 3 that I've, from previous experience, Siamese algae eaters have been able to eat and clean up. But I'm going to move one of those in the tank with the cherry barbs. So that tank, it's going to be my 20-gallon long. They currently has guppy endler hybrids, skunk corydoras, Rosy Loaches. Has a 1 lone male platy. I'm going to move maybe a couple females in there at some point. And sparkling gouramis. So I'll show you the tank that those are going to move to. Okay, so this is my 20-gallon long. The skunk corydoras. I initially bought 6. I lost 1 of them, so there's 5 in here. There's guppy endler hybrids. There's also a neocaridina shrimp. Pretty good colony of those. And when I was looking in this tank last night, the Rosy Loaches were out, but they do hide in the Java moss here. Just did see the platy over there. This does provide a lot of cover on the right side of the tank. So yeah, the Rosy Loaches are in there somewhere. When I was looking in here last night, I did not see the sparkling gouramis, so I'm not sure. I'm still confident they're in here. I'm going to do a water change before I move the cherry barbs over, so maybe I'll be able to find them then and maybe get the Rosy Loaches to come out. And there's a ton of Malaysian trumpet snails in here. It actually, oh, there's a female Rosy Loach just scurried by. Yeah, there's a ton of Malaysian trumpet snails. It doesn't look like there's as many as there are. Probably a lot of them are buried in the substrate, but after feeding them last night, it was as if like the substrate was Malaysian trumpet snails. It was all pretty much just all covered like a layer of them. So there is a lot. Yeah, alright, so I'm gonna get started on the water change, round up the cherry barbs, and get them into the new home. Stand by. Alright, I am mid-water change. I've emptied as much water as I'm going to before I start filling it up, but thought I'd just show the view from the top looking down. There's all the skunk Corys gathered together. And there's a good amount of fry in here. And all this from the top looks kind of cool with the Java moss growth. So this was never intended. I really just put a little Java moss in here as I was removing some from another tank. But now it really fills up over half the tank. But I don't want it to go really past the halfway point, but I guess I kind of like it like this. Java moss on this side, open area with an acris over here. And there's some water sprayed in here too, just so I had to nowhere else to put it, but I think that's cool with that. And a little bit of a gap over here. And this mound sticking up, that is a piece of Mopani wood underneath. Pretty much like smothered. And then there is a coconut hut in here. At some point I'll probably dig that out so that I can use it for a cave for bensis in the future. Something they can use to breed in. Alright. So I'm going to proceed with the water change, and then I will gather up the new fish to put in here. And there's a sparkling gourami. I just wanted to show that while I had a chance. I just poured a bunch of water in right on top of this area, so that's where it was hiding, and it came out. Alright, I'm going to continue. Stand by. And there's a Rosy Loach. That is a male. The males are, well, rosy. The females are bigger and more plain by comparison. Yeah, alright. Glad we got a chance to see the sparkling gourami and a Rosy Loach. Oh, okay. Once again, I will continue with the water change, and then I'll start getting the new fish in here. Alright, here's another look from the top, looking down at the fry. Seeing more, I think. Oh, not on this side, but there's a good amount over here. Kind of got them to come out of the Java moss as I was pouring water over it. Alright, so the fish to be added to this tank. Four cherry barbs, what I believe is 2 males and 2 females, a Siamese algae eater, and a platy. So this platy is one that was born in the quarantine tank. So the previous group of fish, not the ones including these cherry barbs that are in there now, I had some platies pair of gold twin bar platies, and this was born in there, so it must be the offspring of that, and hopefully this is a female trying to get a, yeah, I think it's a female. Just by comparison, there were two this size that were born in there, and the other one just started developing the point of a gonopodium. This one does not appear to have that beginning point, so it should be a female. So I was going to add a couple females anyway, so this can be one of them. So I have to take it out of the quarantine tank anyway. While I was at it, I'm going here. Aside from that, I was going to add some females from this tank. I'll show you real quick. So this 40-gallon, I was going to get some of these red-tailed Dalmatian females to go with the red-tailed Dalmatian male that's in there, but all matter, this is the ones that were in quarantine were, that's the male right there, gold twin bar, but there is a female, or there should be. Am I not seeing it in front of me? Is it not in here? Well, anyway, it was a female like that. That is the mother of that platy that's going into the 20-gallon. Alright, let's release the new fish. Alright, there's the platy, the cherry barbs. So this is the first time keeping cherry barbs all this time since I've got back into the fish keeping hobby. Finally pulled the trigger on them. Kind of had them in mind for a little while. Yeah, thought this would be a good tank for them. And there's the Siamese algae eater. So yeah, maybe, I mean, you know, in a community tank like this, but they would be egg scatterers, and I believe they're relatively easy to breed, so maybe they can drop some eggs in, they can be protected in the Java moss, and who knows, maybe at some point could come as a surprise seeing a little fry. Maybe not. They might, if any do get are-born in here, they could get eaten, but we'll see. Maybe if I never do see fry from them in here, maybe I can try to breed them in another tank. Alright. So after this, we'll still have the rest of the fish in quarantine to move, some of the platies to that 40-gallon that I just showed, and that's where the neon tetra is going to go also, and then the white cloud to go in another tank, and that should be about it. Yeah, there's the male platy right there. So she's a little young, but pretty close. I'll still add maybe another female or two. Alright, well that's it for now, and remember, I'm Jeff, and I enjoy fishies. Thanks for watching.